Hey everybody. So today I just want to go a little further into this rabbit hole of resolution, megapixels, more than resolution actually. So one of my, dream lenses has always been the Leica Summicron 50 f2. Now, this lens was made many years ago, and it's pretty much the same optical design as it was many years ago. And it has nothing to do with it being a Leica, it has to do with it being a lens, okay? So, don't go off yet, because I'm talking about Leica. But this lens is considered to be one of the great lenses of all times, and the Summilux is supposed to be even better than this, but Leica to put out a 60 megapixel camera with their M11. And the biggest complaint was, oh God, the vial sizes, you're gonna need more storage. Now for me, storage, these little things, this is a 1 terabyte. I don't think they're that expensive, but yeah, for how many you're gonna have to buy, they're gonna get expensive. But that's not the issue for me in megapixels. For me in megapixels is simply, let's say Fuji and them putting out their new 33 and their 18 and their 23, they're higher resolution lenses. They're made with faster motors, yes, but it's the resolution that you can really see. So going from a 16 megapixel to a 26 megapixel on a Fuji and using these lenses, you can see a difference. So you can imagine taking an older lens, and man, I love older lenses. I love the old Leicas, the old Voigtlanders, the old Nikons. I love using these lenses. The contacts, there's so many. Anyway, but they were made for film, and even the ones that were made for the beginning digital era were made for lower megapixels. The resolution isn't there. And I know, I don't want to go into the physics and the fine details and the boring crap. The point is, and what it comes down to is, this lens, which is $2,800 today new, 25 if you want a Portugal model, but the German model is 2,800 new, wasn't made for 60 megapixels. That doesn't mean I can't use it on an M11. It just means I have to shoot the M11 at 36 megapixels, versus the 60 megapixels if I want to take full advantage of that 60 megapixel resolution. So there was a gentleman that, we had a very in-depth discussion about the need that he has for higher megapixels, 60, 100. He loves it. He doesn't shoot professionally, but for his personal use, he wants the more megapixels because he enjoys the images that way. And I have nothing, like I said, that dream camera, the camera that makes you feel great, the camera that, when you pull up the images on the screen, you go, oh, wow. That's his thing. That's what he wants. So, as we're discussing this and I'm going through this, I'm like, well, what lenses are you using with this? And then we discussed the lenses, and I'm like, none of those lenses are matching the resolution on that sensor. And I said, just rent a new lens. I'm not going to give you brand names or anything, but I said, just rent a new lens and try it. And then, message me back and let me know what you think. Well, he did. And it is, there's, if you're wanting to push for more megapixels, and like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. Your lenses, you really have to pay attention to, because many of the lenses that have been made over the years are not good enough and resolve enough resolution to take advantage of that many megapixels on a sensor. And it's just a, it's just a fact that you have to face. So if you do want to go up in megapixels, I mean, even Sony, they're redoing this lens and this lens and this lens. Well, they were great for the 24 megapixels, but when they were hitting, 40 and 60 and who knows what's next, but they needed new lens to be able to resolve that kind of resolution. So aside from hard drive space, which is a concern, no ifs, ands, or buts, you have to look at your lenses. You have to look at your lineup and say, you know, what am I going to need in lenses to take advantage of the 60 megapixels? And I know it sucks, and I know there's a lot of people out there that will argue the fact that, oh, my lens is the best, there's no better. I'm sure it is, but they weren't made for that. You know, I'm telling you that this $2,800 50 millimeter Summicron wasn't made for 60 megapixels. I think it'll do pretty well on the 36. It did well on their 40 and 47 megapixel, but you know, you slap this on a Sony with 60 megapixels and you know, with the adapter, you know, it's going to struggle, and that's all there is to it. It's going to struggle. So you know, take a look at your lenses. Take a look at what is in your lineup, and take a look at what you're willing to spend on new lenses to resolve that kind of megapixel power as well. You know, I think it's kind of hard to find specs on the lines of resolution that a lens has, but I know they're out there. You know, I haven't dove into that. For me, you know, this is fantastic. The new Appos that Leica created specifically to resolve higher megapixels, the 50 Apo it's an f2. I believe it is $8,000 or $9,000. So, you know, as much as that high megapixel camera is so attractive, you really have to look at, you know, am I willing to spend on Leica 9,000 or on other cameras? You know, I have a 24, but now there's a new 24 because it resolves better. Do I have to buy that? Yeah, you will. If you're, you know, that much of a pixel peeper and want the very best. You can't say, hey, I want 60 megapixels and I want that resolution, and then use an old lens that just can't resolve it. Anyway, so that's my input for today. I know this, like, you know, this kind of information kind of sucks sometimes, but it's just the way it is. You know, for me, you know, if I can get one lens to resolve a 60 megapixel and be happy, that would be great. But none of us can get one lens. You know, we do need a wide angle. We do need a telephoto sometimes. You know, and you're looking at 3 lenses to replace 3 lenses because you went up to whatever megapixel you're going up to. Anyway, hope this helps. Have a great day. The hard drive issue is still an issue, you know, because they're not cheap, but and yeah, I'm not recommending the SanDisk by any means. It's just one I have. So have a great day, and I hope this helps. If you have any questions, leave them below, or comments, just, you know, to help add something to this conversation. I'd appreciate it. Have a great day.